Those guys are hungry, they're well coached, and they got a bunch of good players. So we just got to come out today and practice. It starts right now, and have a good day, and it'll lead over to tomorrow. Try to get a win.
For either one of you guys, your three-point defense has been an issue. What are things you're working on? What are things you feel like you guys have to be better to show that up?
You just got to sprint back defensively. On defense and in transition, we got to verify the shooters quicker, a lot more quicker. You know, it's Big East basketball. Guys are running, they're gunning. We just got to be more aware of the shooters and close out on them quickly.
What do you think, Christian? Three-point defense, what are things you have to do better as a team?
We just got to lock into our principles, doing what we got to do on defense, and staying with it. I mean, we can get fatigued and lose concentration, but that's as an older group, we gotta stay with it and lock in.
When you look at it, is it a lot in transition? Is it more just in terms of dribble penetration and towards kicking out the shooters? Is there one thing you feel like has been happening?
I mean, it's a variety of things. It can be driving, kick. I mean, just losing our principle, losing our man. I mean, it can be a lot of things that we just got to get back to and start to practice, like DJ said. And then we just got to, do what we got to do.
Confidence-wise, where do you feel like you guys are? I mean, it's five losses in a row. Not that the last 2 games you played poorly, but just where do you feel like you guys are right now as a team in terms of the confidence level?
I feel like we're right there. At the Providence game, we came up, we competed, we played hard, and we fought to the end. It was like a 17-point game, and we got it down to 5, and we just couldn't seem to get over that hump. But we're still building. We're still hungry, we're still confident. We're going to come out today and practice, and we're going to come out tomorrow hard for 40 minutes and try to win the game. It's not that we're on a 5-game losing streak that we're going to pack it in or feel bad about. We can always get better, and we're going to keep improving. And when it starts to turn and we start to win, we'll feel better about it ourselves. Definitely, like I said, give Xavier credit coming in. They're a good team, but like I said, my guys, we're ready. We're going to practice hard today, and we're going to come out to try to win the game tomorrow.
I guess in Hawaii, you guys faced a few ranked teams. Learned early what that competition can be. Is that something that coach has reminded you of? Just not falling back and not old habits that you maybe the late starts and that you had back there.
Yeah, definitely. Playing those earlier teams that were ranked and playing against good teams, and seeing us right now that we're actually right there with some of these ranked teams and these top teams. So all we got to do is keep fighting and keep pushing, and it's going to start to change. We'll start to win.
Why do you feel like it's going to start to change? What have you seen that makes you feel that way?
Just the fact that even on the team with a couple older guys and then predominantly new guys and freshmen, but still the majority and everyone, we're still competing hard in practice. We're still going out to try to win the game. You see no one packing it in or ready to call it quits. Everyone still is coming every day trying to get better, and that alone shows that this team still wants to fight and compete, and I feel like it's going to change.
What's been his overall message during this losing streak?
That we're not backing down from anyone. We're going to keep fighting to the end. He believes in us, and we believe in the coaches. And like I said, we're just going to keep working and keep fighting.
Win or lose, just put it behind and worry about the next game. Being at the top 10, we really gotta focus on each and every game. That's going forward. We can't look back and dwell on the past. That's why I think that's our message for the whole team.
And when you look at it, is it teams beating you in transition, is it teams beating you with the dribble and kicking out?
It's probably a combination. Sometimes it's something that we're willing to, off the dribble 3, as opposed to giving up penetration. As you said, I think some of the ones that we don't want are the ones out in transition, Maybe one's lack of communication where, we don't have the right matchups, or two guys on one guy. Like for instance, last game, we wanted to try and go under the pick and rolls and make them make threes off the dribble. And at some point, you gotta, you're not gonna take everything away, so we'd rather take away transition, and ideally force contested twos. But in the course of the game, they're gonna, good players will figure out the way to make shots. And some of those shots were shots we were going to give up, and they made them.
Is the perimeter three-point defense something you feel like you need to get better? Do you think it's better to just guide the team making tough shots?
Well, again, I think the three-point shot is the biggest difference and the biggest weapon in the game. So, offensively, you want to get, I think, good threes. I don't think just launching threes. And defensively, it's a big part of taking that away. But I'd rather give up threes than layups and dunks. So it's a combination of, picking, what you're willing to give up. Obviously, you want contested ones off the dribble. But first and foremost, you want to take layups, dunks, and transition baskets. So we'll continue to work on it. But again, to me, it's when you look at it, defensively is a huge key, but also making them is a huge key too. So it's that balance between, you're an offensive team and defense. You got to do both. You got to play both. Recognize the improvements, but also, and I tell my guys that we're trying to compete and win. But we let them know where the improvements have been. Now it's to get the payoff has to be the execution. We're getting good shots. Last few games, I think we've gotten more shots than our opponent. We kept our turnovers down. So now the challenge is, and the job is to stay positive and recognize that, and get the execution down where we can get in the win column.
Is it hard to, especially for some of the young guys, that you say you're improving, but it's not showing up in the win column, and you go to a place like Providence, you play well for about 30, 32 minutes, and still with the final score, and it's obviously not what you want. How do you keep them upbeat? How do you make them believe that you're getting better even though the results aren't there?
Well, I think the fact that that's exactly what's happening. You stick to the facts, and you show them on tape, and that's part of this process. To also be realistic and recognize where we are. That's exactly what's happening. There's been improvement individually, I think, as a team. And, whether it be 30, 32 minutes, the next step is to play 40 minutes. And the way you do that really is by your daily approach. Every day we prepare to win. We don't prepare to go through exercises to just be here. We prepare to win. And we keep doing that, we will win.
When you look at the landscape of the Big East, obviously Villanova and Providence, traditional teams. When you face a Xavier and Butler, top 10 teams now, how's that been for you? Just getting used to the new Big East in terms of obviously each current system's new to you in terms of first year coaching, but just to see those Midwest teams come into the league, and clearly they've helped bolster the pedigree of it.
Yeah, I don't think it really. There's no real comparison to what it was. It's just what it is.
Sure.
When we prepare for that team. So yeah, they're good teams. They got good personnel, and they've been together. A lot of these teams have upperclassmen. So, but as far as what it was and what it is, doesn't really
factor.
No.
Chris, what specifically do you say you've seen improvement? What specifically do you feel like you like what you've seen lately? That in terms of generally about the team. I know Kluber's played very well. Some other guys have played well. Is there anything specific?
Well, I think the overall keeping our turnovers down, getting more shots than our opponent, getting good looks, playing together, understanding, getting the ball inside. I think playing together has been good. The defense has overall been good, and so again, individually, I see a lot of improvement. You know, I think Kasum's coming a long way. And I think they're playing decisive. I think they're playing with confidence, playing tough, not backing down, competing. And when you do that, good things will happen.
Is this kind of, when you signed on, this first year, did you kind of think this was probably what it was going to look like?
Well, again, I think we've talked over and over again with, you know, when you play hard, you compete, you prepare, and you play to win. Where we are in this stage, you know, you want to win, of course, but you live with results. When those things are in place, and when those things are in place, and you don't get discouraged, and you can come each and every day with a good attitude and keep working. That's what winners do. If you look over the course of anyone's career, if it was easy, everyone would be winning, and everyone would be a star player. But most really good players go through this process, and then they keep showing up, and then they become good players. You don't just become a good player. You go through this process. And if you want to have any, you just have to have a pulse of what's going on. You know, have a look at the roster, look at the experience, and this is probably what you should go through. And the ones that are diligent and consistent and can get through this will be really good players for it.
Have you seen that year 4 freshmen that they've all kind of been fought, when you just listed in terms of about how the really good players go through this and are come to work every day and all that stuff?
No question. I've seen it pretty much throughout the whole roster.
When you came in and talked about the NBA game and adjusting to the college ranks and whatnot, there were plenty of rules changes this year to open up the college game and whatnot. Have you seen that come to fruition in terms of the flow of the game, just from your games in particular, let alone watching, you know, random games that you might catch on TV?
Yeah, no question. I think there's been a conscious effort to get scoring up. I think it's working. I think it's great. And you know, I watched Kansas and Oklahoma last night. That's the way the game should be played. Up and down, free-flowing, skill-based, and enjoyable to watch.
Think it would go that long?
What's that?
Did you think it would keep going?
I just watched till it ended. What I thought don't really matter.
What do you think of Buddy, Chris?
What's that?
What do you think of the kid, Buddy?
Great player. Yeah, big time. You know,
Yeah, you think next level?
yeah. But, you know, I think that's, you know, again, you get back to the three-point shot, you know, those teams are both pretty good defensive teams, they're going to make threes, you know. You're trying to take something away. You go ask, like, how come the guy got a lot of threes? But the biggest difference is that shot is a lot closer. So defending it, you don't have to overextend to give a guy a layup, because it's really just a simple dribble to the rim. So it comes down to, you know, you guys, all smart guys, analytics, you know, percentage-wise, what do you take away? You know, so both those teams probably prepared extensively defensively. This quote was one over, whatever it was. You could go, how can you get up so many threes? Okay, well,